Everyone, and welcome to our online event, You Can Have It All, with business and success coach Ivy Slater, who is a member of our Over 40 Females New York City Chapter Speakers Board. I'm Judy Goss, the founder and CEO, and I'm thrilled to be here once again for our monthly online event today. We've started having many, many more online educational teleseminars just like this one every week, but this one today is an entire event with a raffle prize. You got to stay till the end, though, to win, and member introductions just like the Connect Live events that thousands of women are attending across the country every month in person. So please visit our calendar on the website for a full listing of our educational offerings online. Some of them are restricted to membership only, and you can join us for starting at $17 a month on over40females.com, so you can get access to everything we offer. Okay, just some of the brief announcements and quickly about who we are for anyone that's new out there. Over 40 Females is a nationally acclaimed live and online networking community, and we are specifically tailored for women over the age of 40, and we speak to women in transition, which is all of us pretty much. We provide you guys resources about building our businesses, financial issues to help us get set up for retirement, figuring out how, when, or where to get a divorce, which is a lot of us out there as well, unraveling social media secrets, which I know I am still trying to do, collaborating with each other, which is the best to help one another, or simply teach you how to further yourselves or careers, because we're all in this together, ladies, and together we will learn and persevere to lift this demographic up to new heights with each other, as my vision was from the start in building this company so many years ago. Okay, our raffle today, woohoo, is a beauty bag worth $130, revitalizing your hair and vitamins for your hair, a full lips bag to get your lips plump without injections, and a Tilt Flawless Beauty Serum. We're going to be announcing the raffles towards the end of this seminar, so stay on the line and see if you win. The winner last month was thrilled to have her. She had a hair beauty basket. And, all right, we have our eyewitness news slide here. We are constantly getting our members noticed and in the press, not just on TV, but in every modality of media. This time it was a member from New York City, Jerry Stengel. We have put Julia Klein on from Chicago on her own segment with NBC, and also Helen Powers had her own segment on NBC, and they ended up booking her as a recurring guest. So we are constantly out there trying to get you guys unique benefits that you might not normally get access to. All right, online benefits. I just want to remind you, your online benefits, all members, please go in and log in after this teleseminar. Log in on the website, over40females.com, and really take advantage of the benefits. Now, Lori Gower here has opened her own blog, and she's from Chaska, Minnesota. We've been promoting her on our tens of thousands of followers and friends on social media. And by the way, for those of you who are members of our online community, we have a chapter director. Yay! Her name is Shannon Bednowitz, and she has been taking the chapter by storm. She couldn't be on the call today because, unfortunately, her car broke down in the middle of this horrifying weather some of us are having in the Northeast and in Illinois, and she is having a lot of trouble right now with her car and trying to get all that figured out. She spent 2 hours out in the cold, and poor thing. Anyway, she is your chapter director, so go join her on her Facebook page for now so you guys can get connected. Over 40 Females Online Community Facebook page. All right, the ladies are tearing it up on that page, and it's getting very popular. We're blowing it out of the water there. So go like that page and see what's happening, see what the latest is. That's Shannon Bednowitz. And please, please fill out your profiles. We are picking members from what you guys write in your profiles to present you for media, press features, website features. We're writing a book about inspirational stories and endless opportunities out there. So go fill out your profile so we can get in there, promote you, and find out who you are and connect with you. Okay, What Women Want Talk Radio, another way to get your story or business promoted. And surprise, I'm the host of What Women Want Talk Radio. I am giving members top priority and consideration to be interviewed for What Women Want, okay? And we're getting over 5,000 listeners a month after only a few months on the air. So we're very popular. We promote the heck out of that, too. And if you're with us, we'll promote you as well. It's every Sunday at 9 Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Email me pitches at whatwomenwantshow@gmail.com, as I am constantly looking for guests to interview, topics, co-hosts, and even if you just want to call in and talk to our guests. We range in topics from a doctor that found a vaccine to cure breast cancer to tarot card readers. So we are open to any topic there. Okay, our chapter locations on the screen right now are the states we are located in currently. So if you want to attend events in person, also go onto our website, over40females.com, and look under locations, and you can find out where we are. We have events every single month. And also, you can join us here every month on our online community, as well as our weekly 20-minute breakout session teleseminars. Okay, we can't do it without sponsors like Cappy's Travel. We wouldn't have all those chapters in all those states if it weren't for people like her. And if you're ready to book that next vacation, let Cappy help you. She's a woman-owned business, been in business for 43 years. And honestly, you can Google your trip to death, but it's always nice to have a friendly agent do it for you, especially if something goes wrong. You can't call a website and get it fixed. So let the travel agent deal with it. Her number is 888-227-7975, and I appreciate you supporting her and booking vacations through her as we can keep our memberships and fees down with sponsors like Cappy. So thank you, Cappy. Okay, Ivy Slater. Ivy Slater is our guest speaker for today. Business coach, success coach. She's a certified business coach and the founder of Slater Success Coaching. Ivy works with women entrepreneurs creating their businesses so they can have it all for successful businesses and successful lives. Ivy owned a successful printing company in New York City for over 20 years, finding success in a male-dominated industry by creating her niche market, women buyers in the publishing industry. Her clients included W Magazine, Harper's Bazaar, New York Magazine, and Advertising Age, to name a few. Wow. Ivy, welcome.
Thank you, Judy. It's great to be here.
Yeah, no, I've heard you talk before, and I just think you're, such an inspiring business. And, I mean, you're more of a certified business coach, but you do wrap in the life coaching as well, so I think you're just a terrific package.
Thank you. Business and life, especially for women, we are all the same. I truly look at it as we go down look at any road, right? And I know that a lot of the roads in this country are covered by snow and ice right now, but look at a road with a dotted white line, okay? And you just keep going back and forth, right? You keep switching lanes, and that's business and life. And if one lane's a little tied up, you make a move to the next lane. And if one thing is blocked, we have to keep unblocking everything to keep that road moving.
That is for sure.
So thanks for having me here today, Judy.
Oh, it's our absolute pleasure, Ivy. Excuse me. You wouldn't think I was any kind of radio show host or anything the way I talk.
Well, thank you. I'll share a little bit about myself. I did have a printing business for 20 years in New York. It was very successful. It was a seven-figure business. Why I had the business, I was raising my two kids. They were now 19 and 22. I became a business owner. The first company, I became a small partner when my 22-year-old was a year and a half. So I've been navigating this path of kind of doing a little bit of everything and a little bit of anything and a lot of everything all the time. Yes, there's motherhood. Yes, there's work. Yes, I'm a wife. Yes, I'm a daughter. And we stay on this road. I was thrilled to start building Slater Success in 2008. And as Judy, you said so well, I really navigated that niche market in printing. And what I learned is I was the female printer with the female clients. And when I opened Slater Success, I was like, well, that's the part I loved. I don't want to change that. So what am I going to do? And I said, well, there are so many women, as you said, in transition. I went through this transition in my mid to upper 40s myself when I switched from Slater Graphics to Slater Success and started building it. And to have that support, to be able to help and support other women business owners grow and develop their businesses to fit their life, not at the sacrifice of their life and not one or the other, but to build the business to fulfill our life and have it all is what I love to do.
So having these female clients taught you how to do that?
Absolutely.
That's great. And you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to mention, I didn't mention before, that anyone out there that's listening can message in through the website and ask questions. So we really encourage that because this is free advice, everybody. Don't feel shy. And if you don't want us to read your name, just tell us you want to be anonymous. That's fine too. But I do encourage that because this is live and you can email in and it's just thrilling, to have you and that you can, answer these questions and that type of thing. So if you're thinking about it, please do message us through the website.
Yeah, please. Thanks. Guys, send those questions in. This is for you, and any way I can help and support the over 40 females community, I would love to do that. I'm here for you. Should we get into some content and get some work going?
Let's get it going.
Cool. I believe we're launching off with goals. Okay? So we're still early in the year, and by being early in the year, is time to not set New Year's resolutions, not to say anything's bad about it, but to really break down concrete goals. So what do you want this year, and why do you want it? What are you looking to achieve? Is it a specific amount of income? Is it a certain amount of vacations? Is it a new home? What do you want? Why do you want it? Because that's the drive that we go after it. And then what we're going to do today is really be breaking down these action steps of how to do it. So, ladies, for those of you who are out of corporate America, a lot of you have learned or become familiar with the SMART goal process. I'm not going to spend a long time on it, but I am going to go over it because it's just so integral. And you did it in corporate, but we forget to do it for all the important things we want in our lives now that we have taken control and we're our own leaders. So any goal you set, we want to start with making sure it's specific. When we talk about specific, is that, and I'll give you the greatest example. I have people come to me all the time and say, Ivy, I'm very specific. I want to make a lot of money. I said, well, that's not specific. If, most of us don't carry a lot of cash anymore, so I love sharing this. If I ask you how much cash do you have in your wallet, I get like this strange look from a lot of people, but they'll say $20, $50, even $100. So I said, I'm going to match what you have in your wallet and give you another $100. I've just doubled your money. You now have a lot of money. That works for you. You've met your goal, right? And they're like, $200 is not going to get me very far, Ivy. I said, exactly. So now let's get down to what you really want. What do you want? Be specific. If it's a home, look at it, know it. If it's a certain amount of revenue for your business, if it's an income for yourself, if it's a lifestyle, define it and build that out with specifics. Of course, you have to make sure it's measurable because if we can't measure it, we've never known we've achieved it. And all too often as us women, we're so busy all the time and we're constantly in motion, we've missed a lot of things we've achieved that we should be celebrating. So if we measure it, we know we have achieved it. If our goal is to earn $100,000, we know when we've gotten to 110, we've achieved it. So create something that you can actually take a hypothetical yardstick to in an old-fashioned way. Next is make sure it is achievable. Make sure it is achievable. And here, ladies, is where the action plan is going to set in. This is the steps you're going to break down to make sure this is going to work. So realistically, if you are a new business owner and you say, I want to make $1 million in 2015, you've got to show me some really drastic, realistic steps that you can do to make that happen and that are measurable and specific. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's a long shot for a business in year one to go from zero to million. So you have to make sure that those steps, what are you going to do? How many clients do you need under your umbrella, right? How many big programs or small programs? How many pieces of a unit are you going to sell? If you're in real estate, how many homes, commercial properties, what transactions? If you're in fashion, how many garments do you need to move? What is the plan to make that happen? Okay? Relevant, realistic, that are. Okay, no pie in the sky stuff, ladies. Relevant, realistic is what I love to see here. Is it realistic to say I'm going to go to a networking event every day of every week. Not really. It's not realistic. You might choose 4, possibly 6 a month, and be persistent in the follow-up and the getting to know the ladies in the over 40 female community. Create a goal and the action plans that are doable, realistic, relevant. And then you have to have a time frame on this. Not all goals are one-year goals. There are 60-day goals. There are 120-day goals. There are 18-month goals. What is your time frame for making this happen? Because if you don't actually provide a period of time, then we don't, again, know something occurred, or if we're not tracking it on that scale, we can't make the adjustments to our action plan of what's working really well to what's working not as well, and continuing to course correct. So that is the SMART goal. It's SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-oriented or time-bound. Okay? So moving on from there, we're going to get into really starting to talk about documenting your goals. It's important. I like to write things down. I have a strong belief in writing them down. Hey, if we could just skip to the next slide, please. Wonderful. So one thing I really, in a nice way, I hound my clients about is do not create 10 goals. Do not create 20 goals. You can't do that much. It's really you focus on 1, 2, 3, and then you break down the action steps that go underneath that. You break down the action steps. So I actually write down 1, 2, and 3, and I actually have an index card right behind my computer that I'm looking at right now that breaks down my goals and has me working towards it every day. I believe in looking at it, keeping them fresh in my mind. The action steps are then taken into my calendar and my systems of how I'm going to achieve it. Okay? So on the next slide, we're going to talk about really the importance of the why and the how. So there's a great thing that says, goals are dreams with deadlines. I love this. I absolutely love it. But goals are dreams with deadlines. And with this quote, there's an expression that goes this way. If the goal is strong enough, the how is what we figure out. If the goal is strong enough, if we are determined and that goal is so crystal clear, we've taken it through the SMART goal process, and I see it, I have my steps down, and even if some of those steps are challenging, I know that I will do that how because it's so strong for me. So here's another, and I do love a few fun quotes, is life's ups and downs provide windows of opportunities to determine your values and goals. Think of using all obstacles as stepping stones to build the life you want. So I want to talk a little bit about a few things here, okay? One, I had mentioned writing down your goals. There's a few books that truly support this. There's a few theories that support it. So for those of you who are like, okay, I want concrete evidence, Ivy, I'm going to give it to you and allow you to go and find it. Big fan of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Early on in the book, this book was written close to 100 years ago. He talks about the importance of writing down what you want to achieve. In this 1970s, Harvard, you know, the big Ivy League college, did a study from their graduates on asking their graduating class to write down their goals. Actually, if we could back that up a little bit. Thanks, guys. Just go back to the wonderful rabbit picture. Oh, here's Think and Grow Rich. So Think and Grow Rich, thanks. So in Think and Grow Rich, we have Napoleon Hill here. So here's a picture of it for those of you who want to go on Amazon or whatever resource. If you have not read it, I strongly suggest you do. On the Harvard study, they pulled their graduating class and asked them to write down what they wanted. what they're looking to achieve, write down their goals. And honestly, 20 years later, they revisited this class. The 3% who wrote down and followed the instructions to this exercise achieved greater success than the balance of the 97% of the class. Yes, you can go online and find the study. What you can't find online is a story of a client of mine. She was one of the first female graduates of the Yale Business School. She became a client of mine when I first opened Slater Success around 2008 and 2009. She was president of a small pharmaceutical company, had consulting companies, and was looking for the next transition. And when we started talking about this whole goal-setting exercise and writing it down, this is what she said to me, and she giggled. She goes, Ivy, I've got to tell you. She goes, I have about 10 years on you, and I'm going to tell you when I graduated Yale's business school, I wrote down what I wanted to achieve in my life, and I folded it up, and I put it in the back of my wallet. She goes, over the years, I've been CEOs, I've had my own business, I've had huge success in my career, and I've done an enormous amount of business travel. And every time I get on the plane, I take out this piece of paper, and I look at it, and I cross off the next thing I've achieved. So she is still my client, and when she turned 60 a few years ago, she said, you know what I'm doing as a birthday present to myself? I'm writing a new list. So that's how this works, ladies. I cannot encourage you enough to write down where you want to go and what you want to achieve. Now, let's be realistic. We have this great little bunny rabbit, and what the bunny rabbit reminds me of is sometimes they scurry away, and sometimes we see them in the outside, right? Jumping out of a hat is, oh my goodness, there's an obstacle. Things happen, right? We get derailed. We get detoured. So when we see detours in our path and things come up for us, this is the area that you just stop for a moment and take a breath. And this is where we go to that great slide with the football team and we look for support. Okay? What we want to do here is we want to have support in your system. Support comes in a variety of ways. It comes in a variety of ways. Support comes with the over 40s female community and the people you surround yourself with here. Support comes with having a coach or a mentor, an accountability partner, an accountability group. Also, in your team, support comes from the support team you build around you, whether it be in your business and in your life. So let's look at some ideas of support teams. Slater Success has a great team that surrounds me. We have people in the office, some people who handle some of the wonderful technology things that is just really not under my domain because it's not my strong suit. Then we have some wonderful people who handle our client relations here. I look at my support team. I have a wonderful attorney, an accountant, people who have my back covered in my business. Also on my support team is some very unusual people. I consider my dry cleaner as part of my support team. Ladies, I do a bunch of travel for business. When I do that, I need some great outfits, and very often I have not allowed enough time to clean them. I'm always showing up at Larry, my dry cleaner. How many of you know your dry cleaner by name? And say, Larry, can I get this back tomorrow? I'm packing tomorrow evening, right? The person who might come in and support you in your home, clean your house, help you take care of your kids, take your kids from one activity to another. This is all part of your support team. When's the last time you truly identified who is on your team and how they support you? When an obstacle comes your way, who's the first person you call?
Ivy?
It's the business Yeah, Judy.
Hi, I hate to interrupt you, but we had a question about setting goals. Do you want to finish what you're saying and then take the question?
No, let's jump in. Let's get because I'm sure they'll be leading follow-up questions and we'll help everybody this way.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so this one's from actually San Diego, California. She didn't want me to say her name, but I will say where she's from because that's a big area. And it is, how specific do you have to be with the 3 goals, and do you have to limit it to 3?
Oh, great question. And say, hi in sunny San Diego. We want some of your warmth here in the Northeast.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, great questions. So how specific do you have to be? I'll answer first. Okay, if you can't measure it and know when you've achieved it, it's not specific enough. So I'm going to give you examples from me and very, very personal ones, and I'll be as open as I'm a very, very open person here. Okay, so I, first of all, for myself, set 3 areas goals for 2015. One is a financial goal for my business. It has a specific number, okay, that Slater Success will, not might, will achieve this year. In that goal, I've broken down the action steps. So I wrote the goal on the card that I look at. In my work, I've broken down the action steps of how I plan to achieve it. Okay? What numbers am I going to hit monthly to do this? I'm going to revisit it after the first quarter at the end of March and see how I'm doing with it, how I'm weighing in. Also, what else do I need to do to reach that number? How many clients are we going to expand? Am I going to be bringing in a new program this year that's going to help support that? One of the other action steps, because my goal is a big goal this year, is I'm already hiring more team. I'm hiring more in support because I know that in order for me to achieve the financial goal, it needs more than just Ivy. Right? Over 40 females can't just be Judy. It's made up of fabulous women doing fabulous things. Right? We all
absolutely.
take
I
support.
couldn't do it without my chapter directors, without my members, without everyone. And Beth,
right?
Obviously, Beth is on the line, but she's not saying anything. But she's my COO. I mean, I couldn't do it without her.
Exactly. So who are you bringing in to achieve this goal? And that's where I want you to be, Babel, in San Diego, and I'll just call you Miss San Diego for now, to break down those steps, okay? So you could really actually see it happening.
So is the financial goal like number 1 of the 2 and 3?
It doesn't matter. It's actually your level of importance. Previously, my family goals would have been number 1. My kids are now 19 and 22. My daughter's working and living on her own. My son is actually out in California with you, where I'm in New York. So my kids are taking care of a little bit more of themselves. So I'm putting my business first this year because they kind of, on the family thing, I have a specific amount of vacations put in on my family time and spending time with my family. And what's important to me as a family goal this year, we're moving my husband and I are moving this year. It's a big thing. That's my big family goal for myself, has been the move. The question was how specific though that you have to be. So right. So on the financial goal for my business, which is number 1 for me, I have a specific number.
Okay.
Got it? Specific number.
I got it.
Number
You're very
2,
clear. Okay.
moving to a brand new apartment, completely refurnished. I have the date as move-in by April 30th. Got it? It's measurable. It's measurable. The painter started this morning. It is
so
measurable.
You're being pretty specific.
Plans. I'm being very specific.
Okay.
Number 3 is my health. Without me, number 1 and 2 can't happen. So we've got to put our own health. So that's where I look at 3, my business, my family, and then my health. So my health is I have not been getting to the gym as much as I used to. I see things are changing in my body. Yes, I'm not just over 40, I'm over 50. So I made it a commitment to work out, to actually be in motion 4 days a week. Steps that I have in order to achieve that, I've hired a trainer 2 days a week. I have a buddy that, in my system that we walk 1 day a week. Yoga, I'm working on getting into my calendar, and I have a system set up in my office that we're going to be doing it as a group in the office. So my goal is very specific: movement for my better health 4 days a week.
Uh-oh, we got another question.
Great.
This is
Go.
from Holly from our Westchester chapter, Holly Smith.
Hi, Holly.
Oh, hi, Holly. Yes, she's on the line, right? What if you don't know how you are going to do it? I guess how you're going to, I'm thinking, what if you don't know how you're going to do it? I guess what if you don't know how you're going to achieve it? Maybe you have a goal, that you want to make, $150,000, but you don't know exactly how you're going to get there, I guess is her question.
Okay, and Holly, that happens to be a fabulous question, and thank you so much for asking, because it's true. So now I made this goal of 150, hypothetically, right? So what do I need to do? Do I bring in 10 clients at $10,000 each this year, and then, do other programs that will culminate to the 50,000? Or so what we want to do, and how you figure out the how to achieve it, that is where I would actually reach out to a support group, whether it be, or if you're in a mastermind type program, if you have any resources for a coach, a mentor. Sitting in your own head on paper, sometimes we don't see what's possible. Then just talking with some business colleagues and getting some feedback from a group environment, and actually taking the blinders off. I'm going to be really clear with this, ladies. Very often when we see we don't know how to achieve something, what we actually are seeing is all the reasons why we can't achieve it. I'm a blunt person. I'm an upfront person. We see every obstacle in the path. We see what will get in our way. If you want to achieve that 150,000, and we just threw out a number and we're playing with it, is reach out and get some support. Okay, what do I need to do to make this happen? What have I already accomplished? What have I not accomplished? What has worked? What has not worked? What have I not tried yet? Reach out to a community in that support in helping you brainstorm possibilities. Once you have the possibilities, you can actually take and set up your action plan to what is realistic and measurable. And then we know it's achievable. And Holly, if that is not clear, or if you need help with that, just, ask another question. I'm good with it.
I'll let you know if she comes back.
Judy, any other questions?
Not at the moment, no, but I'll interrupt you if there are.
Okay. Okay, so I'm really going to hound it home on support. I can't talk about it enough. I so can't build Slater success myself. I certainly couldn't have built Slater Graphics, which was a multi-seven-figure business, myself. I'm only one person. We don't need to be heroes, and most of the heroes we know are surrounded by great teams. Look at the movies in the Oscars right now. You have Selma, you have Martin Luther King as a wonderful hero in this country, right? He was surrounded by a team. Surround yourself by people who have your best interest at heart. So, you know what? I'm going to be completely transparent, guys, and this is not rude. That does not necessarily mean your spouse or your life partner. I love my husband. Judy actually knows my husband. He's great. He's adorable. He's fabulous. But when I come up and I have a problem and I need to troubleshoot, he loves me back. So he doesn't always see the clarity. He cares. The emotion is attached. I need somebody who could just see clear for me or with me to create the avenue to make this happen. So there's a boulder in my way. There's an obstacle in my path. My husband, my mom, my family, they love me. So they're coming in from an emotional state. When I come into an objective support team and I say, here's my issue, I don't know how to navigate this. Who has ideas? Let's start troubleshooting and brainstorming it. I have a plethora of visions and different doorways and pathways to choose from and try on. Think about it as going to the department store, going to Bloomingdale's and trying on a black dress. There are many of them. We've got to try them on, and we got to see what works. I can't see any black dresses when I'm emotionally involved and emotionally attached. And I wouldn't be surprised if some people have questions on this. So feel free to ask them. Don't hold back. This always raises some questions.
And we'll give your email at the end also if we don't get to all the questions.
Awesome. Okay, so we're clear that we're going to set goals. We are going to set clear, specific goals. We are not going to set 10 goals. We're going to focus on 3, and I wouldn't be surprised if the other 7 are sitting as to-dos to support the main goals. And you know what? I'll explain a little bit about this. So I have a goal for a certain amount of clients that Slater Success will work with this year. I have a goal on building my list this year. I have a goal of rolling out a new program this year. All those goals support the main goals. Those are my action steps or to-dos to support the revenue goal for Slater Success. Okay? So I'm sharing my own so you could truly see the difference. So you're going to be specific. You're going to take your goals through the SMART goal process. You're going to write down your 3. Me personally, and I'm not telling you what to do, what I'll tell you from my personal experience, I like a business goal, a family goal, and a health goal for myself, or something for Ivy. By the way, that health goal piece of it, one of the to-dos under the health goal is me visiting like a Canyon Ranch kind of environment. Love that. It's fun. And I'll give you an example that actually is not, which is a client and not myself. Okay, so you could see from a different perspective. I have a fabulous client, okay, who is building her business, and she had a revenue goal, okay? And she had a great revenue goal, but about a third of the way through the year, she wasn't making very much progress. So we sat down and we put our heads together and said, okay, what's going on? Where are the obstacles? And it ended up, we revamped a little bit of her business. And once it all of a sudden fell into line and she said, oh my goodness, I don't want to work with these clients. It's dragging me down. Hence, I'm not really working on building that stream of business because I'm not getting the ultimate fulfillment here. But I've loved working on with these clients. So we actually then did a little bit of back-end revamping of her business, set her on a new course, and she surpassed her goal last year. And she didn't have it, and the first quarter was a debacle. It didn't really work well for her. So always track it. Look at your goals each quarter. Set yourself month's target. So I
got a question regarding that.
Sure. Go.
So speaking of looking at your goals, Tiffany from Portland, Oregon, says that she is asking, when do you revise your goal if you don't achieve it? I guess you got to put time limit on there is what you were talking about.
Exactly.
So you set a goal and you don't achieve it. What happens? You revise it, you change it, you keep going, or?
Okay. So Tiffany, let me be really realistic with you here. So I have a financial goal. Slater Success has a financial goal for 2015. So I looked at my January numbers, and I know I'm not quite there yet. My February numbers have increased. Great. So I'm tracking that way. I know by the end of March and then April, I'm going to take a look and saying, okay, how did I do at the end of March with the first quarter? What do I need to do in the next 3 quarters of this year to make this goal happen? Okay, so it's not just the money coming in is just a piece of it. It's the action steps. What didn't work well? So I actually honestly look every month. I am tracking something every month. A good example, and I'll show you a health and wellness example of how this works in the same way, because I don't want you guys just getting skewed by revenue, is I was traveling. I was on the road last week, and guess what? I didn't make my 4 days. I didn't. It didn't work. but I had an extra day in the bank the week before. I'm trying to get an extra day in the bank this week. So it's like I didn't make the 4 days that week, but 4 days, 4 weeks a month is 16 movement days, right? So whether it be a walk, whether it be an exercise class, whether it be a training session, whether it be whatever it is. So I said, okay, well, it didn't work 4 days last week, but I'm actually at 13 for the month. So we have to give ourselves a little leeway and always kind of, again, take that step back. And Tiffany, honestly, I'm going to share with you is I didn't see that. I only saw 4 days in the week, and I said, and I was really devastated. And I said, I failed. I didn't keep to my commitment. And I got with my accountability group, and one of the ladies in my accountability group said, Ivy, you traveled. You know when you're at a conference, you're not always going to make the gym. You're being unrealistic here. So let's make it realistic for you and break it down. So see, based on your travel, let's look at a month plan and getting the 16 days in on the month. How do you feel about that? And I was like, oh, my goodness, that makes so much sense. She goes, you're still averaging 4 days a week. But if you're on a plane, I flew out of Houston at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. To be blatantly honest with you, I didn't make the gym. I was up at 4:30 on my way to the airport. So again, always touch base. And I didn't see it for myself, and I needed my accountability group to help me see it another way.
To make sure you're being realistic.
Back to the support. Yep, I wasn't realistic. I was not.
We're going to have to wrap it up. I'm sorry. I think I could just listen to you all day because there are so many aspects of my life, and I'm sure everybody else's life, that we can completely organize and revamp. But we do have just a few minutes left, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on that because I know people have to get back to work and get back to their day. So go ahead. Please wrap it up.
So, questions on this, ladies? My website is SlaterSuccessCoaching.com. You want to reach out to me, I'm happy to talk to you, connect with you. Send an email to support@SlaterSuccessCoaching.com. I do have time in my calendar in March to do a few one-on-one calls as my gift to over 40s.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we're all in this together, and Judy and I have known each other, and we've both transitioned, and I'm here for you to help support you in your transitions, in your businesses, and in your life.
Now, how long is that call? Oh, thank you, Ivy.
That will be a 30-minute call.
30-minute call. Okay, so we've been on the line for about 30 to 40 minutes with you and have learned so much. So I'm sure someone that comes on the line with you as an individual would just be, get so much knowledge within that 30 minutes. It would be incredible. So if any of you out there want to take advantage of that, please do, because that is priceless to anyone like me or anyone that's trying to build a business. So thank you so much for that. And you gave some great advice on goal setting and creating a support team. And like I said, if somebody really listened to you one-on-one for 30 minutes, that is, they would learn so much. So thank you for that. It's support@SlaterSuccessCoaching.com. And thank you so much, Ivy, for being our guest expert today.
You're so welcome. And come visit the website. Visit me on Facebook. We're all one community where it's an amazing group of amazing women. And Judy, thank you for being our leader.
Thanks, Ivy. I appreciate it. Now we're going to present two of our selected members who we chose to highlight today. So part of what we do is getting our members noticed. And will you be the next one featured on our monthly online event with hundreds of viewers and also archived permanently on our website? Who knows? We love to promote all the time, not just that, but in social media also. So welcome to Jane Carew. Jane Carew is from Inverness, Illinois, and she is an organizing coach, and you can find her at organizingcoach.com, and there's her. This is what you get in your profile there for those of you who had filled it out and your bios and all that. We go in there, and we're constantly looking at members and how to highlight them and get them out there. And our next is Ellen Wood from Cuesta, New Mexico. Now, I don't know how this woman stays so young, but that's what she specializes in, and she has all the secrets. Ellen Wood, I don't know if the slide has been changed yet. Ellen Wood. We're still looking at Jane Carew. If I don't know if the slides are working or not, but Ellen Wood, you can find her at ellenwoodspeaks.com. She is a fascinating woman. And there's her profile. Okay, yes, Cuesta, New Mexico. And thank you, Ellen and Jane, for joining our online community. I think you're very recent members, so welcome to the family. And now for our raffle prize. We have our winner is from Fort Worth, Texas, Charlie Hagan. So, Charlie, please email us at info@over40females.com to get your prize sent to you. Congratulations. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on the call for You Can Have It All. It sounds like you can and be organized about it. Our next month's online event is March 18th, so go and reserve your spot. It's take control of your finances. So after you get your goal setting and your support team, then you got to get a hold of your finances with expert Ingrid Morris. And someone emailed in and said, thank you so much, Ivy, for your information. That's nice.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't see the name for some reason, but whoever that is, we appreciate the encouragement there. So go save your spot on March 18th. We have another great guest expert. And everyone else, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week, and we will see you soon.